Buenos dias. Hello, it's your professor here at Senor Lim. I'm here in regards to talk about this new verb that we have, el verbo tener. Okay, it's not tenor, or it's tenar, it's tener. Okay, so the very first thing you should have is your notes. Okay, so you could follow along with me. Okay, and all I want you to do is listen up, fill in the notes, and we'll go from there. And the very first thing I want to talk about is this. It's tener. Tener means to have. Okay, now, I'm going to tell you this. Tener is an irregular verb. Now, when we get into our AR verbs, it's going to be a little bit more regular. Right? There's a pattern. Tener does not follow any patterns. Okay, so this will make sense later on. The second thing is that tener is a yo-go verb, and a boot verb as well. That doesn't make sense right now, but in a little bit, later on, it will totally make sense. I'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, so the very first thing is I just want you to go over ser. Do you remember the verb ser? Here we go. If you don't, here are my conjugations. It's yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, and ellos, ellas, ustedes son. Okay, and those are my forms of ser. Okay, remember back in the day, soy, eres, eres, somos, soy, son. Las formas de ser. Okay, so if you want to, if that helps you out to remember the forms of ser, go right ahead and do that. Okay, but like I said, you have to conjugate these so they match up. Okay, you cannot say yo eres or tu soy. That would be like saying I are or you am. Okay, it doesn't make sense. Okay, they have to. So the pronoun or the subject has to match up with the verb conjugation. Okay. Now let's start with the conjugations of tener. It will be yo tango. I have. Tú tienes. You have. Él, usted tiene will be he, she, or you have or has. Nosotros tenemos, we have. Vosotros tenéis, y'all have. And then ellos, ellas, ustedes tienen, they have. Okay. So those are my conjugations. Yo tengo, tú tienes, él, ella tiene. Nosotros tenemos, vosotros tenéis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes tienen. Okay? Now, this is not in my fancy dancy chart. Okay? And that's fine. Okay? Because the next slide, I will show you my fancy dancy slide. And there it is. Notice, you'll see the yo tango. Yo. Oh, look at that. Here's my go. Yo tango. Tú tienes. Él, ella, usted tiene. Nosotros tenemos. Vosotros tenéis. And ellos, ellas, ustedes tienen. Notice right here with the tú, él, ella, usted form and the ellos, ellas, ustedes form right here. Notice you have the EA. The EA. The EA. Or the IE in English. Alright. It's not here, here, or here. So it's yo tango. Tú tienes. Él, ella, usted tiene. Nosotros tenemos, vosotros tenéis, ellos, ellas, ustedes tienen. And notice the accents on the E. The accents right there. Muy bien. So the first thing is that, like I said, the yo form has a go in there. Tener is a yo-go verb. Okay, what does that mean? Here's my yo form. Here's my go. Yo-go. Okay. Also, it is a boot verb. That comes later on. Alright, we won't go over that today, but it does come up later on in the near future. Now, vamos a practicar. Don't peek. Don't peek at the answers in the next slide. You do, you just be cheating yourself and cheating me, which would be even worse than cheating on yourself. So, don't cheat. Here are my questions. Okay, I need you to put this form, the forms of tener, right here. Okay, so yo blank 40 gatos, ellos blank muchos libros, blank tú unas galletas, Ricardo blank $50, Lalo y yo blank $100. Okay, so I want you to put in the forms of tener. Okay, fill this out in your note sheet. All right, and then we'll go from there. Everything else should be all good. I'm going to say pause it right now, and don't, please, please, please don't leave any blank spaces, or I'll write your name. Go. Alright, so did you get it? Do you understand this stuff? Alright, so check your answers here, okay? So it says, Yo tengo 40 gatos. I have 40 cats. Man, I'm like one of those crazy cat people, okay? Ellos tienen muchos libros. They have many books. ¿Tienes tú unas galletas? Do you have some cookies? Do you have some cookies? Ricardo tiene $50. So Ricardo has $50. Alright. And Lalo y yo tenemos $100. Lalo and I have $100. Alright. So those were my answers. Okay. So who was 5 por 5? Who was 5 for 5? Raise your hand. Ha ha ha. Made you raise your hand. Anyways, I think that's the gist of it. Okay, that's the gist of tener. Okay, couple more things with tener though. Okay, the first thing is when we use tener, we use it with age. Now, what does that mean? Basically, it's this. In English, we say like I am 14 years old, I am 13, whatever. In this case, we use tener for age. Instead of saying I am, you're going to say I have 14 years. I have 16 years. I have 12 years. So in this case, we use tener for age. So when I say I am 41 years old, I forget which one would be. Would it be yo soy 41 años or yo tengo 41 años? That's right. I would say yo tengo 41 años, and I would tell you this. Look at this. The first thing is that whenever something is like 41, 31, 21, 51, 61, 71, anything with a 1 after it, and you have a masculine noun like años that follows after the 1, you just change the uno to un. So you get rid of this o. So it'll be un años. So yo tengo 41 años, meaning I have 41 years. Okay? Oops, sorry. Also, I will tell you this. You see this tilde thing here on años, the little squiggly mark? You really need to have that, because if you don't have that, and you say yo tengo 41 años, and no squiggly mark, that means you are saying that I have 41 anuses. And if you do have 41 anuses, no judgment here, but you should be on one of those TLC shows, you know, the man with 41 anuses. Alright, so just be aware you don't say I have 41 años. I say yo tengo 41 años. And also, the last thing, this years old thing, okay, it doesn't translate out, because it says I have 41 years. It's not like I have 41 years old or I am 41 years old. So if you Google translate this out, you'll get like years, años, and viejo, which does not make sense at all. So in this case, yo tengo 41 años, I have 41 years. The last thing with tener, we use tener as tener plus que plus the infinitivo. And what this means is when you have to do something. Okay, so when you have this formula of tener plus que and plus the infinitive verb, it means you have to do something. Okay, so you have to conjugate tener, add a que, and then give me an infinitive verb. For example, yo tengo que hablar. I have to talk. Notice that tener is conjugated. Here's my que, and hablar. There you go. Tiene que estudiar. He or she has to study. Tiene que estudiar. Notice that hablar and estudiar are not conjugated. So, but the tener is conjugated. So basically, this just means somebody has to do something. To have to do something. Tengo que hablar. I have to study. Or I'm sorry, I have to talk. Tiene que estudiar. He or she has to study. So that's about it. Okay. Now there is a nifty song that goes with the tener. And goes with the conjugations of tener. I will not. I will go over it later on in class. But here are my lyrics to this song. Okay. So anywho, that is it for tener. That's all I'm saying right now. Alright. So, hope you enjoyed this. If you didn't, I don't care. But anyways, check out my YouTube, check out the YouTube page, check out the link, and we'll go from there. Alright, take it easy. Adios. Peace. I'm out.